right, so the email is from a white teacher that wants some help here from Moe and Keity. It's just trying to do the right thing in a situation she's really insecure about. If you have something going on in your life and you think we can help, or you think that Bert Show fam around the country can help, hit us up at thebertshow.com. Keity is in studio. Moe is in studio. Hey, Bert Show. This one is more for Moe and Keity. I'm a Lutheran school teacher, but not entitled as you would think. I take great pride in the diversity in our school. My staff for the past 5 years have been much older and have moved a lot from the old mindset to wanting to learn about our family's cultures and lifestyles. It is nothing on them at all, but more so that generation. My retiring principal and I have an amazing relationship, and I've been able to open her mind in ways along with having children my age as well. Well, half of them just happened to retire this year. These teachers have done so much, but the kids left behind are excited for the future. Every year we revisit our handbook to make changes. Quick backstory. 2 teachers have visible tattoos. I got a divorce during COVID and finally got my nose pierced. So, if anything, I am very taboo. We are more of a lax but very good teachers. Most of your typical Lutheran schools wouldn't allow this. Now, our problem is hair. I would love to know your opinion on hair. The teachers who are staying behind want to be open-minded to our K through 8 students and their cultures. Before, girls who got braids done had to hide, like pull up or just not get colored braids. I had an assistant a few years ago who did black women's hair, and I see the beauty and art behind it all. I'm simply astounded by the whole process. I love seeing my kids come in with new styles because it really changes their attitudes. With a younger staff, a new principal coming in, but an older board, how do we allow our new principal and board members to see this could be a positive change? I don't want to offend anyone, but also want them to see this could be a huge step for our surrounding schools. We're working hard with someone in our community to culturally teach us responses, family lifestyles, and kind of what Moe talks a lot about, black versus white family norms. It's been amazing, and I'm so blessed to have the education. So I kind of want to do this for the kids. Do you have any suggestions? Thank you, from a teacher who wants to be better and better for her students. You guys? If anybody wants to call, also 1-855-BERTSHA.
Well, I think when it comes to teaching the kids about hair and black hair, it's very important. We already know that there's a lot of schools who have forced kids to change their hair, braids, especially when it came to like competitions, sporting competitions and stuff. And it sucks that schools didn't want to allow black people to embrace their hair. So when it comes to teaching kids, it's more about the research. There's books out there. For example, there's this book called Hair Love, which was also turned into a digital short that won an Oscar. So showing kids that, just making them more exposed to little things within their books, within the videos that you show at school, to show that, hey, there's different styles outside of what you may be used to, and this is how black people have their hairstyle. The more you show, I think the more they'll be accustomed to learning that there are differences and be more open-minded.
So you're not suggesting show this to the kids. You're saying to the other staff.
No, I'm saying to the kids, for the kids part.
To the kids.
To the kids, you want to show kids like the little digital shorts and stuff like that. They're like, oh, okay, so they see that this is norm.
Do I have this twisted that she's kind of asking for some help with the teachers?
The staff,
right,
yeah.
with the staff.
Well, she also said she wanted to do this for the kids. So that's
Okay.
why I got confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Well, first of all, thank you for sending this email because I appreciate her and wanting to make this change. I think that's a big deal. And I think it's important to just somehow get across to the staff that, like in our culture, your hair is a way of expressing yourself. You know, I think you give the kids room to be creative, to be who they are. And I think it's completely irrelevant as far as their learning process, or like it's not a distraction. It's not a big deal at all. It's a hairstyle. Like at the end of the day, that's all it is, and I think it's important for them to understand that.
She feels that, but I think what her frustration is how do I convey this to an older board who has been thinking a certain way for so long? We've got a new generation of teachers that are coming in that sort of get it, but how can I make sure they get it? And how can I make sure that the older board understands it also?
I mean, to be honest, in my opinion, if you sit them down and you explain to them that it's simply a different culture, it's a new day, it's a different mindset, and like I said, it's a way for us to express ourselves, hairstyles, things of that nature. If you feel good, you look good, you want to learn, you're more engaged in a lot of the things that's going on in your life. If they don't really want to understand that, they won't. And I'm not exactly sure what you say, but I think sitting them down and trying to help them just realize that you have to have an open mindset about cultures that you may not be from is important.
So let me just troubleshoot here. This is not the way I think. All right. But all right. So I'm an older board member in a Lutheran school here, and I'm listening to our listener, and I'm saying, well, if I do that for the black children, then the white children should be able to come here and do whatever they want with their hair also. And we can't have that.
What's the problem? That would be my question.
Yeah.
Well, I think I can't speak for them because I don't go to a Lutheran school, but clearly they have some kind of guidelines when it comes to hair. So I think what she's saying is it's different in the black community, but if it's responded to as, well, if we do this for black kids, we also have to do it for white kids, then how do you respond to that?
Because didn't Hollis goes to a private school and like he dyed his hair, but he had to do it in the summer because he wasn't allowed to do it during the school year, right?
And he had this drives him crazy. He has to have short hair also above his collar, and he got a couple of demerits for it. And I'm like, you know what? And he did this. I didn't know that he really would. I'm like, you know what? You need to go in there and you need to tell the priest, Jesus had long hair. He did it. He did it.
He did?
He did. And
You gonna make him cut it?
And the teacher said, you're not Jesus.
Oh.
Okay.
I almost spit my water out.
It's also a fair point.
That was pretty much the end of the argument.
Okay, so I think it would just have to be explaining that these are what traditional styles are
Yes.
for black kids or, black people in general. This is what a traditional style is that's not supposed to be, outrageous or over the top. Like, these are traditional hairstyles, just like how for white people they may have certain traditional hairstyles. So this is the range of, if this is what a traditional hairstyle is, this is what should be allowed, and then showing, I guess, what would be something that wouldn't be traditional.
Ebony, good morning. You are part of the Bert Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So you've got a white teacher here really trying to make a difference at her Lutheran school, but she's going up against a bunch of old board members that don't quite understand hairstyles when it comes to culture. So what does she do to make them see this point?
I think, first of all, she's taking the first step. She's doing a wonderful job just by even exposing them to that, especially the board members and as well as the children. I'm a social worker, and that's something that we do as well at work. So I think that she's doing a wonderful job just by bringing up the conversation. Sometimes it's just a conversation that actually gets people to thinking. So I think she's doing a wonderful job. Who knows what's going to happen yet, but she's taking the first step, and that's all that we can ask for.
Love your call. Thank you. Thank you for calling. And Becky. Good morning, Becky.
Hi, good morning. I 100% agree with Ebony. I'm actually a school teacher. I work at a very diverse school in a very non-diverse district, and it's sometimes culture shock when they first come. Just talk to the board about embracing individuality. I mean, changing your hair with different cultures is the same thing as dyeing your hair blonde. Blonde is a recessive gene. Not everybody has this beautiful, luxurious blonde hair, and nobody seems to make any deal about that. So just talk about it as it's just another way to express themselves and be individuals.
Thank you for the call. Anything else you guys?
No, I think that nailed it. Embrace individuality. I like that.
I wanted to ask Becky a question, but I didn't think it would be appropriate.
I know what you're going to ask. It crossed my mind also.
Well, it did.
Uh-huh.
Did it?
I wasn't going to do it.
I wasn't going to do it either.
I wanted to ask Kristen what her hair is expressing today.
It's expressing
A mess.
It's expressing unwashed. But I did brush it. I brushed it.
That's your friend.
Yeah, I know.
That's your friend.
I know.
I've been waiting 10 minutes to say that.
He's known me the longest. He can say that.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.